Hello and welcome to this episode, which I'd like to talk to you about vivas. A viva is an oral examination which is a formal test of your work. It's usually done at the end of a research project where you get the chance to talk to a panel of examiners about your research. So the panel will comprise usually of the member of staff who has marked your work, your supervisor, usually a second independent member of staff, perhaps from another department, called the second marker, and perhaps the external examiner who's there mainly to check that the marks that the staff, your supervisor and the second marker give you are correct and proper. So the viva is a chance for you to outline verbally what your research work has been, the decisions you've made in that research work, and the consequences of making those decisions. So it'll usually be 15 to 20 minutes if you're doing an MSc. If you're doing a PhD, it's probably more likely to be a couple of hours. And you can expect to be asked all sorts of questions that are focused upon your work. So usually at the beginning, the questions are designed to be quite easy questions to help you get comfortable and to put you at ease. So those could be questions about, why did you choose this piece of research to do? What were your interests in it? And why did you want to pursue this sort of research at this university? And then you'll be given the chance to outline your work. So it's a good idea to pick out the key highlights from all the sections of your work. So introduce your work, talk about your methods and your aims and your objectives. Pick out a couple of really key examples so it really shows that you know what you're talking about. And then talk about the results that you've got from the primary and the secondary data, what you have analysed and concluded from those results, and lastly, what were your recommendations? And what were the consequences of your decisions going through all of that? So the methods you've used, the sort of analysis that you did, the conclusions that you came up with, and the logical flow into the recommendations from there. You can be expected to field questions at any time. You'll also get the chance to ask the panel questions towards the end if you have any, but the panel's members can then ask you questions about your detailed methods. So why did you do what you did, and what did you leave out, and why did you leave them out, and what were the consequences of those decisions on your results and on your conclusions. And then questions could arise about the conclusions you've made. Why did you make those sort of conclusions? What's your evidence for those conclusions? And then thinking about your recommendations, you should have produced some quite critically self-critical recommendations, thinking about the advantages and disadvantages of your own improvement suggestions. And the panel will be interested in probing those recommendations. Why have you made them? What do you actually mean by them? And questions probing the depth and robustness of those ideas. Like I say, at the end, you'll probably get a chance to ask questions back at the panel if you have any. And usually you'll be asked then, okay, that's the end of the viva, and you'll be asked to leave the room whilst the panel members discuss what they think should be your grade for your performance. The panel will then probably have to submit their proposed marks, because they will be proposed marks at that, not the final marks. They will propose those marks to an award board. The award board will ratify those marks or otherwise, and then let you know the results. So really, the viva is a great opportunity for you to shine, to show that you understand what you've been doing, to talk about the fine detail of your work, And it's probably one of the rare times when you have a panel of people sat in front of you who are willing and able and want to listen about the technical details of your work, and you can have a really positive professional conversation about your work. You're the expert, after all, of that piece of work by that time, and I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure you can do it, and good luck. Bye.